Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the opportunity to contribute to the motion number 10 for this August House to adopt the report of the committee and to approve the budget of 967 million for the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. But before I urge the House to do so, kindly permit me, Mr. Speaker, to bring to bear some observations I have made with regard to the report and that of the budget. Mr. Speaker, it is no doubt that the Planting for Food and Job program has been one of the main flagship programs of the government of this day. And almost everywhere that there is a program, this program will be talked about. And I want to draw the House attention to expenditures that are allotted to this particular program. And you'll be amazed, rather the opposite of what is happening. And with your permission, Mr. Speaker, if you take the report, it says that looking at the critical investment that has been made in the program, growth rate has increased to 8.4. But statistically, if you look at the numbers, and to appreciate this very well, I'm going to look at 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018 expenditure on agriculture. If you look at 2015, total amount for agri was 414. Out of this, 377 million was released, representing 82% of the total budget allocation. Then in 2016, 501 million was allocated to this sector, out of which 397 million was allocated, representing 79%. Then in 2017, a total sum of 759 million was allocated to the agricultural sector, out of which only 240 million was released, representing 50%. And this you can find out from the MTEF for 2019-2022. Again, in 2018, although this figure, the initial figure of 759, that was increased, we saw rather a decrease in 2018 budget to 598. And Mr. Speaker, out of this figure, again, only 354 million was what was realized, representing 59%. So, how can you tout so much of having invested in an area, and yet we have seen that the amount is dwindling? Yeah, and this brings to bear, Mr. Speaker, some investments that have been made, and I wish to bring that to the fore. Mr. Speaker, we realize that the Planting for Food and Jobs program rode successfully on the back of previous investments. And we can see clearly in 2016, 135 million Canadian dollars was secured. Again, in 2016, a Brazilian facility of $95 million was secured. And these are the monies that have been used to let the program start. And to say that you have invested in this area, I don't think the government is being fair to the people of this country. Mr. Speaker, again, Mr. Speaker, we found something very strange here. If you look at page 8, that is 3.15 of the report under Ghana Irrigation Development Authority. Here, the minister says that some projects were initiated in 2017, and he goes on to mention them. The Tami Phase 1 dam, and he says it's 84% complete. And then the Zakpalsi, the Konoko, the UAC, the Atijivi, Ayati Kofe. And I have right here with me the Honorable Member, Honorable Ahiafo. This project at Ativi Ahiafoko is right in his community. This project was lobbied by him. It was initiated in 2015 and got completed in 2016. So how come that this government wants to inherit a project without even acknowledging those who started it? And Mr. Speaker, to end, there is something also going on. I listened to a radio program under which a whole deputy minister of Agric was asked what prompted or what has necessitated or what are the factors that have allowed for a bumper harvest for plantain this year. And I was surprised to hear the Honorable Deputy Minister saying that the plantain was part of the planting for food and jobs. And because, yes, and because they had a lot of inputs for that. And I don't know whether that has also gone into the present, also hearing this and accepting and repeating this even at Meet the Press yesterday. Please, for the records, plantain is not part of the planting for food and jobs. So we cannot, for the first 5 crops, I can mention them, Mr. Speaker. So plantain is not, and for the records, it is not. So with these few observations, Mr. Speaker, I will urge this August House to adopt the report and approve the budget for this ministry. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.